Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 29th of August 2020. Welcome to video number 246. Yesterday's video, I finished basically talking about, falling in love with your girl. And I thought to myself, maybe that's a good time to talk about this subject because I heard it so many times and that it's impossible to be in love when this initial phase of the relationship ends, meaning that you've been basically, you had a crush on your girl, you end up together, but then the time passes and everything just goes down from that moment. And I always said it's not true. You're completely wrong, but so many people are still try to convince me that it's true, even though I was able to do this so many times. I'm living that. I'm 19 years in marriage, and I'm still living that. So I said, let's just record a video. So for those of you who are not having or not in a relationship right now, I want you to give you like a glimpse that the relationship it's a better thing that you can even imagine, because you can be in love all the time. And second, if you are in relationships, I want you to understand how to do it yourself, so you would not be miserable in your relationship, not having hope that it's going to be better, but to experience relationship as I do, that every year I love my girl even more. And to be honest, and this is honest truth, that I'm in love with my girl right now more than I was ever before. So let me start with explaining how things work. Because for us guys, the relationship and the feeling of love is very conditional on what we receive or what we have, because it's like they always say that we are visual, that we act what we see, that we react what we have interaction with. And that's true, that most of the time this is exactly what happens. So let's just dump a bucket of common sense, and let's see how we can use this understanding to make this whole thing work. So first of all, it should be obvious that your relationship is successful to some degree. You feel good in it. It's a great experience. You love to be in it if you have more positive experiences than negative ones. That should be obvious, right? So first of all, I want you to kind of understand and kind of try as far, as much as you can, to have as much positive experiences as possible. And it's very important for you to consciously do so. Don't just sit down and expect that it's going to happen, because like with everything, if you don't pay attention, if you don't consciously try to make this thing work, it's just not going to happen. Because maybe you've learned some like languages in your past. Maybe if English is your native language, then maybe you learned Spanish or French or something like this. Which of these would you would feel much comfortable and much better using it? The Spanish or the French one? If the Spanish is the language that you use at your work because you work in a bilingual place, or French that you haven't used for, I don't know, 10-15 years, because that was the time that you finished your university or whatever. It's obvious that the Spanish one would be the one that you feel good in using it, talking to people. That'll be natural to you because you use it. The same thing with the relationship. If you want to have positive experiences, if you want to feel good in a relationship, you have to consciously pay attention to it and plan as much as you can to have those experiences, like holidays together, like evenings together. And I talked a lot about it in yesterday's video 245, so just you may want to just jump in there, because I spent basically a whole video talking about how to build positive experiences. So that's the first thing. Be conscious and pay attention to your relationship, and make this kind of disbalance in your favor, so the positive experience, the number of positive experience would be much bigger than the negative ones. But then you understand that if you flip this situation upside down, then you understand what to do when everything is not going as you would like to in your relationship. Because many times what we do is that if something goes wrong, we redirect our attention to something else, somebody else, or whatever, but not towards our relationship. And that's why if it exploded and you're not trying to put it back together, it's just not going to work. So that's why I'm talking about building the number of positive experiences first, because then the more you have it, the more you are able, the more you're kind of keen to try to put these things together. Because all of this is like trying to come back to what was at the beginning. You spent so much time together because you were so in love. You tried to do everything together. Nothing was the problem. Taking trash out or going for shopping together. It was no problem. Why? Because you wanted to be there. And that's why if you continue building these positive experiences, you'll say, oh, that was amazing that we did. That was cool. And then the more you care for this, the more it's important to you and close to your heart. Then when something goes wrong, you'll say, no, I want to get back to that. And that's why I want you to be the first person who's conscious about it. So then whatever happens, you'll be the first one to get back to that positive state of your relationship. I want you to be first one because you understand that you want to get back there. I want you to be the first one to say sorry. I want you to be the first one who is conscious enough to say that, let's try find a solution. Let's don't get angry. Let's be the first one who will kind of, I don't know, come back with a solution or just try to say whatever you need to say, whatever you need to do to get back on track. Because that's how it works. If you don't pay attention to it, it's just gonna dissolve itself. But if you pay attention and consciously lead this whole thing, you will make it happen. But thing number 3, which is kind of, I think it's the most important, and not many people talk about it. So I want you to really understand it. I'm going to be bold about it. I want you to consciously take your attention and put towards your girl with everything that is most important to you. And let's say it straight, for 99 or 100% of us, that's going to be our intimacy. So I want you to think, how do you see yourself being attracted to your own girl if whatever happens, you just redirect your attention toward that girl, toward that person, everything but outside your relationship. Maybe because you argued, maybe because she's not 20 anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole problem. If you're not building this positive experience with her, and then everything that is positive is outside of your relationship, you're just not gonna see it in your relationship. That's easy. And then if your intimacy is not in your bedroom, but with your computer, then look what happens. And this is like really common sense. Try to ask yourself, what is the thing that you try to reach when you try to move your intimacy from your bedroom to your computer? Because the problem with today's situation is that with the click of a button, you have access to whatever you want and to whoever you want. You like blonde, you're gonna get blonde. You want brunette, you're gonna get brunette. You want a redhead, you're gonna get a redhead. You want something sensual, you're gonna get something sensual. You want to go hardcore, you're gonna go hardcore. Everything is there, just right, like this. So then, if is something which is so important to you, or probably most important to some degree, the subject of its own, but if that intimacy or your satisfaction with the most important thing is outside of your relationship, somewhere there, it's just never going to happen. You will never have satisfaction in your relationship in a broader sense. So that's why I want to kind of give you like a very simple exercise how you can bring love and fascination with your girl, with your relationship, to your relationship. Try for a week or 2, completely cut yourself off every outside input that you get from anyone or anything else, especially this intimacy part. You know what I mean? And this is what I suggest you may try to do. First of all, sit down and write down 5-10 things that you really love your girl for. something that she's extraordinary, something that kind of caught your attention at the beginning, something that made you fall in love with her. Write it all down. Get yourself back into this state, maybe those memories that you had from the beginning. Because this is still the same girl. Maybe you don't see it like this. Maybe some things change, and that's why this whole thing is a problem. So get back mentally there. And then from that moment in time, take a week or two, and you may even tell her that you're doing this exercise. Blame it on me if you have to. But tell her, listen, I just want to bring love back to our relationship. I want to take next week or next two to build as much positive experience as we can, do something with you, and just see where it all gonna lead. And then go to, first evening, I don't know, sit down and watch a movie together. Take popcorn, just spend time with yourselves. Maybe second time, I don't know, sit down and talk. Maybe the third day, just go to the restaurant. Maybe next time, go for a long walk. And just talk about these positive things. Tell her what you find. Tell her what is the most important thing that you find in her. Tell her how much you appreciate, how you remember things that are so awesome that you experience in this whole time that you spend throughout months or years that you're together. And then take this time to take all your attention, especially into intimacy one and all other, and put it in her. Come back home and start with, I love you. I really appreciate that you're here. I don't want to take you for granted. And it just make this whole, like, even over the top, just go be over and beyond. But make it happen. Make it a conscious decision to, for the week or two, go crazy and just be honest to the bone and share the positive things and experience positive things with each other. And then tell me that in a week or two, you're not going to be in a different place. Because this is what's going to happen. First of all, maybe she'll say, what are you trying to do? What are you talking about? Because it might be kind of strange idea for the person that you're basically started from being in love and then now you end up being roommates, which is terrible, and I've seen that happen. But if she'll agree to that, even if you're in terrible shape, you'll start to see that positive things bring positive things. It's like they always say, violence brings violence, anger brings anger, but love brings love, and kindness brings kindness. So if you consciously just pour this whole bucket of positivity in your relationship, consciously, and she would know about it, the amazing thing will happen. The moment she'll try to reflect it and kind of get back to you with the same thing, you're gonna get the input that you got in the beginning. She's gonna start to smile completely differently, and that'll be exactly the same smile that you've been so in love with at the beginning. Then maybe she'll start to joke a little bit, maybe start to flirt with you, and then you'll see that like this, you'll be able to bring back the memories, bring back this romance and fire in your relationship. Why? Just because what you need is this feedback, this input from her that she loves you, that she cares, that she wants to be with you, and you'll basically spark that in her by you doing that to her. And as I said yesterday, whatever you want to be done to you, do for others, and do the same thing to your girl. And trust me, because I did it so many times in my own relationship. You can fall in love like this, just because you turn your mind to kind of see how much you care, how much she's important to you, and then just follow with love, with saying positive things, with complimenting her, and taking your time and being conscious in building this positive experience, and then just letting her come back with that to you. Brother, you'll be in love in seconds. Trust me. And I've seen that happen even with people who were complete roommates. And trust me, that was terrible. They start talking, and then everything just flip upside down. And they've, at least for that time that I know, they came back to being fully in love, and then even have a child from that period of time. So this is what I want you to take from this video. Many people say that men are visual. But I would say even more that we need input. And that's a subject of its own. But we need any kind of input that we're doing something for her and she's coming back to us with a smile. She's coming back to us and hugs us or gives us a kiss. We just need that. So that's why I'm saying long distance relationship, they don't work. If you don't have an input, it's just gonna fall apart. We need that. So that's why if you understand that, what you need to do is to bring that, kind of make this input come back to you. Because that's what's going to happen if she'll basically see that you're doing it to her. So think about it and do something about it. Because my working thesis is that you're still in love with your girl. You just don't have this input. You just make it happen. If you liked this video, like, share, comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and tell me what is your experience. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, give me a shout and I'll be glad to do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.